What's going on, guys? If you are watching this, then you have gotten so much out of this material. If you haven't gone back and checked out each one of these statements, each one of these phases, please go back, start at the beginning, and I promise you, you will get a ton out of this. Now, it is vitally important for you to understand what you just went through. Again, this is the final kind of review here, but what you just went through in this mini course here is exactly what the Unbreakable Mind model is, and I talk about what it means to be unbreakable in another video. But what is the Unbreakable Mind model, how to use it with command to get the results you want in this life. Now, if you need to go back, I'll link up all the other videos to start top to bottom. But what you need to do is just go back. If you want to get the how and dive into each one of these practices, then you can dive into the academy, again, in the description. But it's super important to note that this is the thing that I wish I had when I was going through my journey. When I was in the depths, when I was in the suck. I call it being in the suck, because that's where I was. I was in this place of despair. I was in this place of helplessness and hopelessness. And I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which way was up. And nobody was out there helping me, but I had to just piece myself together. Just one step at a time, one step at a time. And it is this information that I figured out that I went, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the complete context to take my subconscious mind, to reprogram it, to get a better result so that I could have better situations in my life. I could feel better. And then all of a sudden the good started going up instead of the bad started going down. Where we oftentimes get into a problem is where we stop ourselves at the emotional level and we sort of get into that reward system, that habit loop, which is not a positive place to be in. When we're in that habit loop, that's when we're going to get the positive or the negative results, right? We try to shield ourselves from the emotion of it. And what happens is we get into that place of despair. We reach for things like alcohol or Xanax or, heaven forbid, we reach for a gun because we just want to feel better. And I know we've all been there. We've been in that place of despair and helplessness and hopelessness, or we've seen it, whether you've been there or not. I've been there. Friends of mine have been there. I've saved somebody's life from being there, a couple times, in fact, in my life. And it's this information that I want to bring to you. Now, in the lessons that I taught through this, if you haven't gone through this, of course, start back from the beginning. This is all the what. This is the framework. This is the context. This is really important for you to know. You have to understand the context in order to get into the practices to utilize them to your fullest capacity. So start with this. Again, it's a lot of information, but I promise you, as you go through it, you don't have to digest it all in one day, but go through it line by line. Just go through it one at a time. You'll understand the basic what. Now, the how is all in the academy. The academy dives into each one of these practices and everything from meditation to how to identify positive statements, how to change meaning, visualization practices so you understand how to take and hold space of emotion, understanding the emotional scale, understanding what that looks like, understanding the power of habits so that you can actually create habits. It's almost like the biohack of your own mind where you don't have to be emotional about the situation. You can just get better habits, right? And so how to set up a ritual for yourself. I even share the ritual that I have for my own well-being that I do every single morning in the academy. As you go through, you'll start to realize that you'll get better results, ultimately a better situation in your life. And you realize, oh my God, I'm in command and I don't need to be afraid of the hurt anymore. I don't need to be afraid of the results that I'm getting anymore. Because if you're not afraid of the result itself, now you're going to realize that is the place of true freedom because you're in command. The place of true freedom is being completely in command and knowing this stuff, putting it into practice. Because you're not going to get the result unless you put it into practice. And you got to do each one of these things. You got to sit in each one of these things specific to you. And so that's exactly what we're going to do in the academy. Now, if you're having trouble, I get it. If you're having trouble and you just need an ear, you need somebody that's out there that's gone through it, that's where you can dive into our coaching. So if you want to dive into our coaching, then you can apply to be part of our coaching program, which is a little bit higher dollar point than the actual academy. But if you're ready to dive into the academy and do this for yourself, then do that. If you need a coach, if you need somebody out there that can guide you through the practices specific to your world, they can be like, okay, just start here, do this thing, then you can be part of our coaching program. Again, a little bit higher than just the academy itself, but regardless, what you need right now is you need a mission. You got to start there. Identify your mission, uncover your mission. That's your North Star. That's the point at which you are going towards. That's the reason you're going to get up in the morning. You got to do this work. This is the important work. Of course, as you move towards your mission, you're going to realize you're going to have paradigms, you're going to have beliefs, you're going to have fears, you're going to have these things that stop you, and nothing outside of you is going to stop you except for you, period. Only you are going to stop you because of this cycle. Now in the academy, of course, we have the Unbreakable Mind, we have the Unbreakable Spirit, which is deeper practices specific to your journey, your story, which utilizes these practices specifically for you, but a longer context. And so when you're in the academy, you're going to realize that there are specific practices for each one of these things, and you'll be able to get more out of it. So again, if you're not part of the academy, dive into that. You can do that in the description. As you go through this information, again, you're going to get a ton out of it. If you do, please share. Please subscribe. There's going to be a ton more content that I'm going to be coming out with. But this is this mini course that I want to just give away to the world because I know everybody needs this. Everybody needs this information. And if I had this information when I was in my point of despair and helplessness, then maybe I could have gotten out, because I was listening to the positive mindset gurus. You know, I read Man's Search for Meaning, but I just didn't understand it. I was diving into all the, emotional practices that you probably see in new agey place. I went straight woo-woo, right? I went there because I just wanted to feel better. I didn't know what to do, but I just wanted to feel better. I started trying to be around higher vibration people. All the good feeling things. Nothing was working. I went into the power of habit. I tried to understand it, but now I understand what that is. Read Charles Duhigg's book, read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I was trying to figure out what all this is. I did meditation. I did them all, but I didn't do them all in concert. I didn't do them all in a loop. But now I understand why they're all important and where they all fall because of this Unbreakable Mind model. And again, what does it mean to be unbreakable? It doesn't mean that you can't be broken. But what it means is that you're in command, that you're in control, that you know how to take action where action is needed. That's what being unbreakable is. And you'll have to take action on a daily basis because of the fundamental laws of physics, which I talk about in that video. You'll have to take action no matter what. You always have to take action. And when you do, and you practice it, and you continue it, then you will become unbreakable. It is only through the practice that you become unbreakable. There's no point at the end of the rainbow. There's no secret spot that you'll all of a sudden be indestructible. That doesn't mean you can't be destroyed. Being unbreakable means that you keep working. You keep doing the practices, the correct practices, and that's what this is for you. Okay, so again, this is the Unbreakable Mind. If you are interested in diving into the Unbreakable Spirit course, go there. This is like the actual practices in the Unbreakable Spirit course. That is like walking you through using a lot of this context, but in a specific way for your journey. Again, you've had traumas in your life. Everybody has. Even a trauma could be literally anything that, like, as an example, your mom and dad were not on the emotional level that you were at, and so you felt traumatized by that. That's what trauma is. And so if you know that, then you can go through this context using the Unbreakable Spirit course. That's a step-by-step process, a journey over the course of a number of weeks so that you know how to show up in the world as your best self. If you want to just do these practices, dive into them. Each one of them is necessary. Start with the Unbreakable Mind. Of course, the Unbreakable Body is available to you, which teaches you how to take care of your body, how to move your body, how to explore the geometry of your body so that you have a strong, stable body, how to nourish your body, all of these things that are very vitally important so that you know what it means to be unbreakable. All right, guys, I appreciate you going through this course, this mini course. Thank you so much. Again, if you are either a part of this course or you're watching just from the world on whatever platform you're watching, like YouTube or Vimeo, please share this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please be a part of our community, a part of a group of people that truly want to show up in the world as their best self, do their best work, and ultimately live their best life, because you have an important work. You have a greatness in you. And if you see that, if you understand that, and you follow these practices, then you will be successful. All right, guys, thank you so much. Stay unbreakable, and I'll see you in the next lesson.